So welcome to Getting Context. What I would like to do now is a very short video. I would like to show my pro-Palestinian timeline on Twitter. I've been pro-Palestinian for as long as I can remember. And I have a rule for myself that on Twitter, when somebody follows me, I follow back. And I don't know what we're going to see. So this will be my spontaneous reaction. This is my Twitter feed at the moment. So Caitlin Johnston, who I've been following for a while, she says, we don't talk enough about the self-evident contradiction between the claim that Hamas is hiding in underground bunkers and the claim that Israel has been flattening all the buildings in Gaza because Hamas is hiding in those buildings. So what I think she's suggesting is that either Hamas is absolutely everywhere or Israel is just flattening everything in Gaza, and there are not enough Hamas fighters to have one in every building. Black in the Empire, as an American veteran pushing 60. For some reason, I thought this was a young man, but he's 60 or close to 60. I lived long enough to realize I've been lied to. We are the propagandized citizens. Democracy is a lie. Our rulers don't care about human rights. My government is forcing their beliefs on the world. If you want more peace today, the US must be stopped. Kelly Andrews, I don't know who that is. Israel War Room. Something about IDF produced irrefutable video evidence of Hamas terrorists using the hospital as a base of operations. And this is a highlighted comment, I guess. Why is this such a big deal to you? Even if you are correct, Israel was still obligated to follow the rules of necessity, distinction, and proportionality. No hostages were saved or Hamas members killed from the Al-Shifa siege, which resulted in hundreds of civilian deaths and hashtag war crime. So obviously not accepting this evidence. Then some guy apparently attacking a Muslim, and somebody asking, anyone know this raging Islamophobe? I haven't watched the video. Press conference to prosecute Canadian officials for what? War crimes. Okay. The new president of Argentina, that's me. I shared it. I thought that was really strange. The way he was dancing there seemed a little bit like a deranged, out of control guy. This war is still happening. Yeah. So it's a very typical joke these past few months that what's happening in Israel and Gaza has taken away the attention. Has taken away the attention from what's happening in Ukraine. So the Israelis are ignoring military targets and are simply going for hospitals. Anomalous says that they are openly bragging about it and knowing that they won't be punished. This is Dutch. What a pity that there were not that many Ukrainians yesterday in Rotterdam. There was a pro-Palestinian protest. Otherwise, they could have also asked attention for Ukraine. So here, guys, apparently we're all Hamas and we didn't know it. This is disconcerting to say the least. I have not been adequately trained for this. So this one I've seen before. They're all in on it. The BBC, Channel 4, Sky, the UN, the Red Cross, they're all in on it. The doctors and nurses at Al-Shifa, they all know Hamas is in them and they're all in with Hamas. Everything you've ever been told about Israel-Palestine from these people is a lie. So I've seen similar posts. So like at the moment, it seems like Israeli voices have the impression that the mainstream media has turned on them or were always against them. But you can find, for example, Lee Kemp doing a breakdown of mainstream news that is clearly slanted towards the Israeli perspective. So my own impression is that the mainstream media has been way more critical of Israel than ever before. So I was very surprised by that because my entire life I've thought that Israel has a very, very big influence in the Western mainstream media. So big shock. A phobia is an irrational fear of something. Islam's entire purpose is to kill non-Muslims, and that is their own words. There is nothing irrational about being afraid of terrorist jihad. Islamophobia is propaganda. Serenity now doesn't agree. Neither do I. I don't think Islam is all about killing non-Muslims. There is a Hamas command center under Mohela student loan servicing. So a joke. So like she's hoping, or it's a joke, of course. She's hoping that Israel will now bomb this student loan servicing, so people don't have to repay their student loan. What is this? A documentary with exclusive interviews and footage about the heroic Al-Qassam brigades that carried out the raid of Israelis' military base, Nahal Oz, in 2014. Oh, so Israel opened fire on the Israeli festival. So, Piers Morgan, do you condemn Israel? So it's been clear for a while now that the Israeli army shot some of its own people on the 7th. I have no idea who the Yair Lapid. I don't know that much about Israel's history. I have no idea who this is. I've seen his face. Ex-Israeli prime minister and current opposition leader claims the majority of the 12,000 dead Palestinians were terrorists. Astounding dishonesty. Well, of course, if you really said that, it's ridiculous. I think 5,000 of them were kids. So I've done it. I joined the Green Party. I was convinced by Jack Polanski's consistent support for a ceasefire and the need to uphold international law in Gaza. I then read their humanitarian aid and development policy, and it's excellent and exactly where this sector, okay? So somebody who clearly wants a ceasefire. The only people worse than Biden supporters are the dumb chicken fuckers that think he's a communist. Yeah, so people hate Biden for not being to the left enough, and then at the same time, there are plenty of Americans who think he's a communist. So I kind of agree with the sentiment, but I wouldn't formulate it that way. Look what Hamas did to our vehicles with their tanks and helicopters. So this is it's even in the name. This is parody. So again, suggesting that Hamas could never have done this. And when I see the destruction here, the level of destruction, it's very hard for me to imagine that Hamas was able to pull this off. But we have to be careful. This is Russian television. Russian television is now banned. I would have to use some kind of VPN connection to get to it right now if I open my browser. Since the war in Ukraine, you need a VPN connection to see what's on our team. Many people that I actually followed that I like Chris Hedges, lost their show. Also Lee Camp lost his show, redacted tonight because of that. Or it has something to do with it. I don't know exactly why their shows were canceled, but their shows were canceled by RT right after they were banned. So I don't want to make this video too long, but as you can see, obviously my timeline is all about pro-Palestinian posts and a lot of Biden bashing. I don't like Biden. So when he asks 6-year-olds if they are 17, it isn't cute or endearing. It's gross, cringe, groomer, pedo behavior. In every other universe, he's a registered sex offender instead of president. Maybe. So, I'm not following Jake Shields, but this is what Twitter shows me. The Israel lobby acts as a parasitic force to America and needs to be banned. And listen to every word of this. Back in 1991, Pat Buchanan said that Congress is Israeli occupied territory, and it still is today. He goes on to talk about AIPAC smearing him because he didn't want He didn't want to subsidize socialism in Israel and said that these attacks violate the spirit of the 1A or First Amendment. Sorry, nothing has changed, but it needs to. We give Israel $10 million per day, and they have free college and universal health care. The same people who want to send them another $14 billion will also tell you that socialism sucks. Then they'll smear you as an anti-Semite if you disagree with them and advocate for hate speech legislation to outlaw all criticism of a country that your tax dollars are funding. This something like that regularly appears on my timeline. Like America keeps giving money to Israel and to the detriment of any kind of social programs in the US itself. America is Israel's bitch, and it's sad how did this even begin? Kind of an interesting question. When did Israel's influence in the US politics start? And Sky News. So this I don't follow Sky News. You see, this is suggested to me. The idea spokesperson Daniel Hahari, that I think that's how you pronounce it, says Hamas took multiple hostages to Al Shifa hospital. They used the hospital as a human shield shelter to Hamas terrorists, he says. This is Omar. I played with him when he was 11 years old, when I worked in a youth project in Bethlehem. Last night, Israeli forces shot and killed him in his home in Deshe refugee camp in the West Bank, not in Gaza. His life was worth more. Rest in peace, Omar. So I'm completely ready to believe this. It's probably true. Um, I'm sure pro-Israeli voices will say, but this is not proof. It's just a tweet. It true, it's not proof, but why would Ashley Golden write this? It seems to be real. Youth work, social justice, travel, Dublin. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Points. I'm prone to believe this that he did die in his home and was killed by Israel. This is why Palestinians resist. Almost every night between midnight and 5 a.m., the Israeli army breaks into Palestinian homes across the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem, armed to the teeth and often masked. These soldiers arrive in groups of 10 to 100 plus and force their, where are we? Way into homes, sometimes blowing the door open. All family members, children to elderly people, are awoken and held at gunpoint as soldiers destroy their home and search, interrogate, beat, and photograph them, among other things. When I was in the West Bank in 2009, the locals told me that the Israeli army often uses sound bombs to scare the children. And at one point, at night, I did hear these bombs go off, and it was scary sound, but I knew there were sound bombs at the time. So, but still, it was disconcerting to hear bombs go off, even if they are only sound bombs. The young son of our host family um, had a bed watering problem because he was so scared. Um, I doubt they would tell me that if it wasn't true, because it's not actually something to be proud of. But okay, pro-Israeli voices will tell me that I just believe anything they tell me. This is a bit too long. But okay, we can look at the first one. When the British left Ireland in 1922 and when Ireland became a republic in 1949, was there a genocide of Protestant settlers? No. Okay. David Miller. No, this looks like something for a longer video. And maybe the last one, because I think it's pretty obvious what my timeline is about. I don't usually go to For You, I go to following, so I only see people that I actually follow. Here you get a mix. So to be honest, it terrifies me the impunity with which Israel is flouting international law. They're attacking children, sheltering in schools run by the UN. In all my years, I can't recall this brazen, that's a mistake, level of brutality and war criminality. He has a blue check, so he could have edited this, but okay, I also make mistakes. At least 24 killed in strike on Gaza school run by the UN. It's not exactly clear where this comes from. Oh, too fast. So no, so this is obviously terrible. A school has been struck. Another one. At least in this post, you don't see an explanation as to why. Liberals care so much about winning that they are willing to look the other way on genocide just to ensure their victory. So I'm pretty sure this is about uh, supporters of the Democratic Party. So by the way, here in Europe, liberals are not automatically associated um, with the Democratic Party in the US. Other things come to mind when you use the word liberals in Europe, and it's not that often used. Argentina just voted to become the new joke of the world. I would like to know which country was the previous joke of the world, just out of curiosity. Congratulations, USA. You've managed to make sure Argentina will remain your clown of the global south. What's this? And then I think we have enough. Does this kind of anti-Semitic harassment from, no idea who this is, reflect UCLA health values? Is this considered acceptable behavior of a medical professional? And let's see what the problem could be. Husband, father, blah, blah. If you are Jewish, and I think you are, just know you're the most useless type of Jew. You're the evil son at Passover. Mm-hmm. This kind of all right. No idea what exactly happened there. They're crackers. Usman Nur, in case there was any doubt that Israel is instrumentalizing the Bible to commit genocide, here is the concluding remarks of Israel earlier the same day at the UN. So finally, let me conclude with the most important fact of all, that it's the ancestral home of all Jews. Which next time I will also share my sound and we can watch it. So she's saying that she wants to get all Jews to Israel, and explains why she feels or is convinced that Israel belongs to Jews. And really, the last one, because you see what's happening. I have already told you several times that I want to stop. That it will be the last one, but this stuff is somehow they know how to do this. They make it addictive. Again about Argentina. Argentina, yeah. Ben Norton, okay. Um, okay. I'm not following Max Blumenthal, but he's keeps being suggested to me. According to a Washington Post reporter embedded with the Israeli military in Gaza, in Gaza, I think I heard it also pronounced. Reporters were permitted only a 60-second glimpse into a steeply pitched shaft. Hard to imagine why. I showed this footage to a Gazan expert. He said the second half definitely shows a Hamas tunnel. The first half is 100% not a tunnel entrance. I'll explain why below. So Max Blumenthal tries to debunk everything that comes out of Israel. I could do a video purely on Max Blumenthal if you are interested. He has some good things to say and sometimes maybe some questionable things. Right, you see, it's a Twitter feed. It's addictive as crystal meth, maybe even more. And I'm gonna stop. I don't know if this helped, or if there was some value in this video, please like, subscribe, comment, all the usual that you have to say at the end of videos like this. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna end this.